My brother.
Take two.
You ready? All right. All right. Business wisdom is not only a tongue twister, it is a space where we all come together and intertwine our business thoughts, our goals, and also our realities, right?
Absolutely.
Today, we're really honored to have Sister Savannah Mitchell, who is the founder, owner, and everything when it comes to Sunday morning coffee.
Exactly.
So, welcome.
Thank you.
We are here to not only share your story, because if we don't elevate and capture your story in the world of the digital space that we're in, our businesses need to be connected and they need to be found. And the products and services that you offer need to be directly connected to the consumer that is looking for your product.
Correct.
So please say your name out loud and your business so that everyone here can know that you're really here.
Absolutely. Well, first, good evening, all. I am Savannah Mitchell, the owner and founder of Sunday Morning Coffee Company. We provide smooth, sultry, superior coffees to businesses, retailers, and to homes across America every single day.
Every single day. Now, you're on diverse platforms. Can you talk about what those platforms are and why?
Sure. Well, our company actually started right at the height of the pandemic, which we used that crisis to turn into an opportunity. Because if you remember, everyone was transitioning to a remote or mobile or online type of existence. Well, e-commerce is a powerful tool that we would have never thought about starting our coffee business had it not been for the pandemic. By starting our business online, it has allowed us to have a national footprint. We have customers in Idaho, Wyoming, in New Mexico, Canada, Switzerland. That would have never happened if we had just started out with our brick and mortar, which was the original plan. We were starting out to open our first coffee shop, and then the pandemic happened. So because of that, that allowed us to get this national exposure. So for a good 3 years. So now we have a strong following. We have an established brand. And so now opening a brick and mortar is far more palatable. And people are looking for us instead of us trying to say, hey, come see us.
Wow. Now, everybody has it. I have two of them. How has the cell phone really been essential to your business?
Well, just like you use your phone in every day, all throughout the day, keep you connected with the universe, business happens on your mobile device. So every app that's available on a desktop or laptop, it probably was done mobile friendly first. Because throughout our data, we check our analytics on a weekly basis, and it shows where customers are coming onto our site. Overwhelmingly, 65% of our customers access our site, our website, from their mobile device. So, and they're going through the complete customer journey, meaning that they're perusing, then they're deciding, then they're making the purchase, and then they're coming back and giving us feedback. All of that on a mobile device. So you have to keep in mind the power of first being online, and then second, whatever platform you use, it needs to have a mobile friendly version of it, because that's probably how most customers are at least going to find you, if nothing else.
Now, I have lots of family, brothers and sisters in South Africa. It's like my second home.
Okay.
If I wanted to get them to order here your coffee, how do they do that?
It's the same as someone living on 8th Street.
Okay.
You literally would go onto our website, which is sundaymorningroast.com. You will pick from your 15 different customized blends. Each blend has its own story. It has its own name. And that is why We believe people come to us because we resonate with you in a personal way. And then you put in your cart what you like, and you'll receive anywhere from 2 days to 5 days. In South Africa, it'll probably be about 5 days.
Okay.
But it's super easy. It comes direct to your door.
Yes.
And you'll get a follow-up after that.
Okay. Now, that's what I'm talking about, service, right? So, but it didn't start that way. I want to go back to the beginning, because a lot of times people say, Miss Mitchell is special. You are, but you also are all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? So how did it start, your business, Sunday Morning Coffee?
Yes. Well, I had a full-time job, and I had always had, though, my side catering business, which focused on coffee. So I've always done that. And so that's why I always encourage people, don't underestimate that side hustle. I also would say is make sure you make that side hustle meaningful. Don't just do anything. Do something. It needs to spark you. It needs to drive you, because that side hustle is probably being groomed by that 9 to 5 so that you can live out that purpose. So please make sure whatever you do at this point of your life, it should have meaning to it. Not do it just because. And money is not a reason to just do something. It is not. So make sure it's meaningful. And so I've always kept that. And so when May 8th, 10 a.m., got a call from my employer, said your job is abolished. My response was, thank you.
Oh, you had your freedom papers. And you remember the date.
That's exactly right. And it was at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Because by 5 o'clock, I had my business name, I applied for my business license, and my tax ID number.
Woo.
Clarity.
And that clarity brought you forth to really living on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Now, we think that business is easy, but you've been doing this very long. What are some of the ups and downs that you've already, got back up from?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't always like this. It goes up and down, right?
Oh, yeah.
So tell us some of those stories in the ideation of you starting and scaling your business to where it is now.
Well, the biggest challenge, believe it or not, is you.
Say that again, sister.
The biggest challenge is going to be you, because we create obstacles for us before anybody else has a chance to. We will shut down a thought or an idea, and you just don't have enough information. Hey, look, this is a free space, right? And that's why I want to put that out there. That just because you don't know how it might happen does not mean someone else doesn't have the resource or the thought process or the engine that you need. So first, get out of your own way.
Out of your own way.
When you write that idea down, when you have that thought, even if you can't see it, just write it down the way you want to. And then you have to share it with someone you trust, because that's really important. You want to talk to somebody who's been of wisdom, someone who has done some things. Run it by them, because if they don't know, they know someone else who does. And so that's what I would say in the beginning. It's definitely tough for you. The other thing is, most of the ideas, they're going to have something, they're going to involve with something to do with another human being. Okay.
I love
Working with other human beings.
You building that community, sister.
Yes.
Okay.
Which means that is your second biggest challenge.
Oh.
Working with other human beings.
Oh.
It is your second biggest challenge. You are your first.
Okay.
Other humans are second. Why? People have different needs. They have different motives. They have different agendas. And when you're an entrepreneur, your job is not to be the one right.
Hold on. If I'm an entrepreneur, my job isn't to be the one that's right. You gotta right size that for me.
That's
Come on,
right.
put that somewhere where I can be able to clearly understand how to apply that principle, because that's some deep stuff, sister.
Yes, sir. Your job is not to be right. Your job is to be of service.
Ooh.
It's different, because what your customers may like and need may not align with what you would do. But you're not your customers.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a very selfless journey, because you're of service to those who believe in you, who trust you, who want to see good for you. But you have to get your own stuff out of the way because you're being of service.
I am being of service. Now, as a business owner myself, at the core, I'm here to serve. I'm here to solve a problem. I'm here to take care of your need. I got that, right? But a lot of times people think I'm in business to make a lot of money. How have you been able to balance that theory so that you can apply service as the core of your principle of why you're in business?
Money should never, ever, ever be your determining factor. It should not. It is a factor, but it should not be a determining factor. If you allow that dollar to drive all your decisions, I guarantee you will not reach that place of fulfillment or happiness. Money cannot. If you believe in what you're doing and you're making an impact for others, I promise you the money's going to come exponentially. It's not just dribs and drabs. It's going to come in abundance. I'm talking about quadruple, 100-fold. People are throwing opportunities at you. They're ringing your bell. They're sending you texts, giving you opportunities without you even having to send one email.
Okay, so it's Wednesday, Business Wisdom Wednesday, not Sunday, but it's Sunday morning coffee, and you're the owner, so you know what you're talking about, right? You've been doing this for a long time.
Yes, sir.
So you set up the business, it's legal. You put it on multiple platforms so people can get to it. What's that website one more time? Because people in the room about to Google it because they're going to get there Sunday morning.
SundayMorningRoast.com.
Sunday morning.
All the social media platforms, just put in Sunday Morning Coffee, you'll find us.
Oh,
yeah.
She dominated, right? I love it. So now, because you are prepared and you are structured where your consumer who wants a superior cup of coffee can get to you, what's next? What's next for you? How do you scale your business when you really can't see past the next step?
Exactly. So you have to first have in your mind a vision. I was telling a brother earlier this evening, without the vision, you perish. You have to have a vision of where you want to go. Even if you don't know all the inner workings, just have to have an overall vision. So I always knew I did not want to remain small. I always knew that. It's nothing wrong with small. Please trust, I want to say this again. There's nothing wrong with small. It just wasn't for me. So that's why you have to make sure whatever that outfit is, this suit is for me. I can't wear yours. So that's why I want to make sure that I'm choosing things that align with me. So I've always thought big. So when I started, there's lots, believe it or not, even here in the city, there's several other Black women coffee companies. They really are. They typically stay local. They typically do not go outside of the tri-state area. And I didn't want to do that.
Okay.
So in the beginning, I had reached out to Amazon.
Okay.
In the beginning, I reached out to Staples, to Cisco. I knew it. Now, if you don't have a tough eye, you're about to get one. Because you're going to get far more no's than you will ever get yeses.
Somebody said no to you.
Who? Cannot tell it. But it doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay.
And that's the thing.
Behind every no is a yes. You just got to keep going.
Every time you hear that no, you need to just put a check mark. I'm closer to that yes. If you don't get the no's, you're in trouble.
Okay, because you're not asking enough, right?
Oh, and you're not asking big enough.
Big enough. Well,
yeah.
We have a mic here, right? And I want to see if there's anyone in the audience who has a question. Because Sunday morning is a superior product.
Yes, sir.
But you have allowed yourself to be a community person.
Yeah.
So are there anybody who have a question for this amazing sister? You don't have to come to the mic. You can just yell it out now. Any questions?
And speaking of, while they're coming up, thinking about questions, part of our community work is that we found out that the Black community did not know a lot about coffee. And that was a problem for me. So what we do is we go into underserved communities, do pop-ups, specifically to teach them about how coffee beans get from Ethiopia, get from Kenya, get from Ghana, from South America, how they get exported here. And then also, once it gets here, that roasting process, we teach them about that, and then the different roast levels. And then how come some coffee tastes bitter, chalky, sweet? We teach them all about that. And then the entrepreneur side of coffee, because I'm interested in multiplying what we're doing for others. Especially, I love my brothers, but my sisters, we are just on the bottom of this totem pole when it comes to coffee businesses. So that's why we've got to see far more Black women in coffee, opening up shops, whether it's online or brick and mortar. So that's our giving back, is to make sure that we're teaching a new skill for our community.
A new skill. And the mic is hot. Any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
See,
Go ahead. It's one of you. Go ahead. Just say it.
Yeah, I was thinking how to work.
You mind sticking onto the mic? Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, so for up and coming businesses,
Yes.
You touched on appealing to the masses, like outside of local area. But
Yeah.
a problem that up and coming businesses encounter is the target audience. So did you just let your product speak for itself and just kind of let the audience formulate into
That's
what it's
a
supposed to be?
fantastic question.
Did you ever come across like, okay, I want to appeal to this audience? Because you did have that previous catering experience with that knowledge of who actually will be the consumers. So I just want to know your thought process in that beginning stage. When it came
Thank you for your question, brother. This is why business wisdom is important. You are all over the place. And so for somebody to be able to ask you that unique question about how do you attract your core customer, I would love to hear the answer to that.
So everybody has a start. Nobody came out the womb already there. So from the very beginning, you don't know that target audience. You can have an idea who you want to, but that they may not respond to you. So what I did is, I don't know if you remember the old black and white movies. They used to have door-to-door salesmen. They used to go door-to-door, knock, and sell vacuum cleaners or sell whatever they sold. Today, the door-to-door salesman is your email list. So I took my own personal email list and I invited everyone I knew and said, I'm going to have a coffee tasting. Can you come over to my house? And I want you all to taste these 6 different coffees. And they were all generations.
A free focus group.
And that's exactly what I did. And I did that 3 times. Out of the 3 times, I found our first 10 blends overwhelmingly, hands down. And I also found who was responding.
Oh.
That was my first target.
You invited.
Audience. That's what
then you listen, right?
Yeah, and then you repeat it.
And then you repeat it.
Exactly. And
Testing
that's
your product.
Exactly. So that's how you do it, because no one comes out knowing that. But you got to bring them into your space with your thing. And it has to be on you, because this is your investment. So you want to set it up nice. Look, I want you. I trust you all. I know you. Bring somebody, and that's your pilot.
Wow, great. I hope that she answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Any other questions? This is a platform to be able to ask those questions. Now, I have one. A lot of times, piggybacking on what my brother just said, we think our ideal customer fits in this box, right? But we are a global community, and everyone should feel cared for, loved, or welcomed. How do you create that balance of warmth where everyone feels that this is their perfect cup of coffee? You see my pinky finger, right?
One of our differentiators is we focus in on personal stories. So that was one of the reasons why we named all of our blends the different names, because everybody loves a story. If you know there's a human behind that bag of coffee you bought, that was sourced from a family in Cameroon, and they've owned that coffee bean farm for 200 years, that cup tastes different than the one that you get from 7-Eleven. And that is how you do that, Tate. You literally create the space to find the story with your product, with your service. Chef Jay, you got tons of stories. And that is what people buy. It is, they can get coffee anywhere. It's not going to taste like ours, but they can get good coffee someplace else. The reason they come back is because of the personalization. It is the story because they know they're going to get a piece of me with that cup.
A piece of you, the business owner. So you put your name on it.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, any other questions? Because I got another one for you, right?
Got a
Yeah,
question.
you got a question?
Well, it's not necessarily a question. Well, you answered it. I'll say that. My thought was, how do you say you're into community work? So, and I wanted to know how do you do that? You explain, you come in, you give that education.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, you mentioned 7-Eleven. I have a family member who refuses to try to even make coffee at home on their own. Like they go to one particular 7-Eleven every morning. Won't even go to another 7-Eleven. Like this is a 7-Eleven that I trust, that I know.
Yep.
And it don't matter if Dunkin' Donuts is nobody. Dunkin' Donuts like come on a second. But that he goes there. So like that education piece is important because like you said, so just let them know like where your coffee come from can maybe drive them to experience something greater.
Absolutely. And because we're creatures of habit. See, part of that is he likes that drive going to 7-Eleven. He likes the route that he takes. He likes the aroma when he opens the door. He likes that he knows the one behind that counter. He knows exactly where the cups are, the stirrers are, the sugars. See, all of that's routine.
It's only $1.
That,
I'm sorry,
and,
it's routine.
and okay, right. And it might be only $1. But that whole thing makes him feel good.
That experience.
You see what I'm saying? So even if that's a bad batch, I guarantee you he's going back.
Oh.
He is going back because he likes that routine. And so there are people like that, no matter for all types of coffee. And we always say, we are not interested in telling you to ditch your coffee. What we're saying is just make room for us.
Oh.
Make room for us because what we know, when you try us, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
What I've been doing all my life.
Exactly.
Where you been all my life?
Exactly. But because we're creatures of a habit, you'll have both. And so that's what we encourage.
Got it. So in the industry of coffee, billion-dollar industry, lots of competition worldwide. How did you look at that and not get afraid of being oversaturated and still think that there's space for you?
Excellent. Because no one can beat me at being me.
Say that again, sister.
Period.
Say that again.
No one can beat me at being me. I don't care how rich Starbucks, I don't care how well off Dunkin' Donuts, they could never do what I do.
All right.
And so that's why it's important that you don't allow things such as somebody else already did it. Yes, somebody else has already done everything, but there's room for you.
Okay.
There is room
There's
for you.
room for me.
There is.
I'm going to say that every day, 3 times a day.
There is room. I promise you,
Okay.
if we got all the coffee companies in the world together, we could not service the need of those who drink coffee.
Oh, okay. So as a business owner, and I want to actually I'm level setting this plane. We've took off. We're realizing that you set your business up correctly. Then you understood the importance of being digitally connectable and accessible to your businesses on multiple platforms.
Correct.
My brothers and sisters, no matter where they are in the world, could receive your coffee at their door.
That's right.
Because of the systems that you put into place. A lot of times we start our business and we just go into business, but we don't build the systems to operate our business so that we can scale our business. You've done that, right?
Absolutely. Those processes are essential. Without them, you're only good for yourself or your immediate customers. And that's not going to get you that million. It's just not. You got to have a system that also can self-operate. That's the other thing, too, about a good system. You shouldn't be there every single day, all throughout the day in order to make things work.
Okay.
While you're sleeping, bells go off. That's supposed to happen.
Okay. The bells of, not there's a problem, but ching-ching bells.
Ching-ching
Okay.
bells
A lot
are
of
going
businesses,
off. Yes.
They wind up having a job, not a business.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, the systems are not there. So you
Yeah.
put the systems in place.
Yeah.
Where are you scaling to? So your business is there.
Yes.
You got the systems.
Yes.
Where are you scaling to? What's next for Sunday morning coffee?
We have a couple of aspirations. One, we really and truly have been trying to get into the Hilton hotels for the last 3 years. It has been a journey. We know that because we're competing with 300-year-old coffee companies. So that we've been in a 3-year wait for that. We also are trying to get into a couple of airlines. It's a 3-year wait for that. And then we're looking at our first brick and mortar. So again, it's thinking big and surrounding yourself with the people who can help you get there, because that team is essential. Those who pour in guidance into you, wisdom into you, you gotta have that. You have to have people smarter than you. You cannot be the smartest person on your team, otherwise you will flatline. You absolutely will flatline. You've got to have people that think outside the box, not just do norms. You will not make it doing regular stuff. We detest mediocrity, so we don't do anything regular. We do go by rules, but we go by the laws, but we do break rules.
Okay.
We do break rules.
Okay.
We
All
do.
right. Okay.
So
we're going to bring this plane to a land, and I appreciate your time and your wisdom. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Business wisdom is here to connect you and all the other businesses to one another. Mm-hmm. How important is that interconnection of the friends, relationship, and community to your business now and where your business is going?
Well, it's important for two reasons. One, we have a commitment to give back, as I said, to community. So that for us, that looks like definitely education. That's the biggest piece. But the other part I mentioned is entrepreneurship. So because we went through the trenches, we want to tell you there's some shortcuts you can take. There's some things you don't have to do that we did that was really painful. So if we could save you from a couple of those mistakes, then I will smile. Because I don't want my brothers and sisters having to do some of the things that we learned the hard way. So if you got a product you want to get it on the shelf, I can show you how to do that because we've been on shelves. And then I can also show you to assess that if you want to stay on the shelf. So those are different things that for our personal commitment. For the Greater Washington Urban League, the Urban League is a proven machine.
Proven.
It is a proven machine. The things that we want to do could not do that on our own. So you align with organizations that can. This is why I serve as a coach, because I could hit what I was trying to do one person to tens and 20s and hundreds all at one time. So this is where, again, it's important for my own satisfaction that I'm making sure that I'm empowering others to be free, to live the life that you really truly want to live. It doesn't matter what someone else says. It's irrelevant, actually, what anyone else says. If they're not adding to you and multiplying you, I encourage you to cut it back or off.
Woo. Trim so you can fly, huh? Okay. Well, Business Wisdom, really thank you for taking the time and being here. Y'all can clap her up. All right, and before we bring our next professional person on this podcast, we want to give you all an opportunity to get to know her more. Like, go over to, Chef Jay is here, the bar is open, and we're going to turn the Neo Soul back up because it's all about us connecting together on purpose. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for an easy interview. Yes.